Why blocking me?
To wrap it up, right? Out of looking at everything, I kind of feel like I already know where this is going, but you know, who do we think won the next gen battle? As of looking at things right now, I guess it could change like later on, but I feel like it only matters out the gate.
So yeah,
Everything after that is
let's
irrelevant.
shift the perspective to who won the launch. Maybe you want to,
And then who wins the war at the end? 5,
because
6 years from now.
yeah, I feel like the war is ongoing. What
You
I
think
mean?
so?
But the launch is just this little battle,
Mm.
And I think there's a clear winner at who won the launch battle. But the
Okay.
war with the Bethesda, there's a lot of things in the works, and then Sony always has a lot of things up their sleeve too. So I'm gonna answer in the
But
context of
is Bethesda enough to win a war though?
There's more than
It's a
that.
battle.
There's more than that.
yeah.
There's a lot more,
Dude,
on there,
honestly, right? Like, it was like this. Anyways, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, so for me, who won the launch battle? Anthony G, you're not going to be happy with this. You're not going to be happy. Just kidding. The PlayStation clearly won the battle. They got this controller that's like, I think the controller's a sleeper. Because
I agree.
in other generations, you got to feel it ahead of time. So people are like, oh, this is, they would have raved on. But people are just starting to talk about it now.
Funny, yeah.
Before, when we talked about this console war, we were talking from the games, more on the games perspective, and then more on the technical aspects. But the controller, the so obvious, that's where you interface with the most. And the PlayStation, from what I've read, their controller is on a whole nother level, and that matters a lot. That's the physical interface that you have. So, to me, it's something I overlooked personally. And Demon Souls is a console seller for me. So with those two things, the PlayStation is a clear winner. Now, that's not to say that I don't want an Xbox, because I do. For Game Pass. To me, the Game Pass is always a good value. And for me, I'm on the thrifty side. So I always like, what's the best bang for my buck?
Right.
So having an Xbox is a great value. But if you want the best experience and potentially the best games, the PlayStation will not disappoint. It will not, and you always have the exclusives because they proved that in the past. So their resume is good with exclusives, and we get this crazy controller, and the SSD is on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
We're talking about load time, so they got good cooling. The system is looking
quiet.
like the system. I'm excited for it. More excited than I was before.
Yeah.
So to me, that won the launch battle. So what do you guys think?
Okay, so I will definitely admit this 100%. If you had asked me this question two weeks ago when we got the announcement that Microsoft had purchased Bethesda, I was definitely at that moment in time feeling that the Xbox was the better purchase at this moment in time. I was.
even if they didn't have anything out of the gate to offer.
Even if
you.
they didn't have anything out of the gate, because all these Bethesda games, for instance, Doom Eternal, like I never played that before. That was going to be free the moment I bought my Xbox Series X. I get to play that for free, and all the other Bethesda games, right?
Yeah.
And they were slowly releasing more over time. The ones that are coming out like Scorn on the Xbox are all free.
Yep.
Like there isn't any additional thing you need to buy.
Scorn looked creepy, man.
It did
by the
look
way.
creepy, but that's going to be
weird.
free, and it's an exclusive, and it's they put as much work into that as any of the other studios, right?
for
Like
sure.
it still
I hope
looked
so.
like a lot of detail and work went into that game. Like
Yeah.
every gun was unique looking.
Hopefully more work than
Halo
they put
Infinite,
into Halo.
right? I know, right? So at first I was like, gosh, I don't know if I can see myself right now buying a PlayStation when I get so much value out of that Game Pass, and then they purchased Bethesda and EA Play, right, was going to be added to the Game Pass. I was like, gosh, I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of gaming on my Xbox. I feel like that's what I'll be playing. If in my mind, if I buy both, right, like I'm going to be spending so much time on my Xbox that I got to find a way to get this. And so honestly, like that was the direction I really was feeling like in my heart, that the Xbox was going to be the better purchase because Sony was staying so antiquated, like when you want a game, you got to pay $70. Sorry, we're not giving you anything for free. We're not giving you any additional bonuses. There's no service that you can buy. You got to do it all the old school way. And I was feeling like Sony was not coming along, with this ride. And then a few things happened. The first thing that happened was the UI event, which I thought was way better than the Xbox's UI because it's the exact same UI as Xbox currently has.
Yeah, they haven't really.
They didn't change really
amped up
anything. And so there's nothing exciting there, interesting there that I would want to try. Where the PlayStation UI looked really awesome, like really, really great. Then they announced, right, Bug Snacks and the PlayStation Plus exclusives and the collection, you know, how they're all being optimized and upgraded. Unlike Days Gone, and there were some other games that were adding to the collection that was also selling me. And then the last thing was the controller. Like when we did that controller unboxing, and now that the reviews are coming out for the controller is reviewing better than the console itself, both Xbox and PlayStation 5. The controller, right? And so, and I knew it was going to be something special from the start. We all did when we saw that original opening presentation when they did the showcase originally. I'm like, oh my gosh, this controller just feels like something special. Those things combined pushed me back into the Sony camp to where now on launch day, now here we are. Everyone's made their case. Microsoft made their case with Game Pass and Bethesda and EA Play. Sony's made their case with their next generation controller, UI, you know, and free games to play on day one. We got All-Stars now, Destruction All-Stars. Like, well, that was the game. They added Destruction All-Stars to PlayStation Plus. That's what I was missing. Like, all those turned me back to Sony, and now Sony, for me, I think, has won the launch war. But it was like this, man, for me. Honestly, it was like this. It was not clear-cut.
Interesting. So I'm going to have to disagree with both of you guys on that. The PlayStation 5 is not what I want.
The Atari? The VCS?
Yeah, the VCS?
Oh, man.
The sleeper is the Atari VCS, man. Like, I could give a damn about the Xbox Series X or the PS5, man. Like, $389 is where it's at for the Atari VCS combo.
The 360 killer?
Dude, it's the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 shatter combo. Like,
Oh, my God.
it defecates over both of them.
32 gigabyte solid state
Oh my
drive.
God.
What can you do?
Yeah, I mean,
In the wake
I
of
didn't
that.
even know it was a solid state. So you just like one-upped me there. Like, that's amazing. 32 gigs
32
of solid
gigs.
state is like phantasmal.
Can you wrap your mind around 0.46 teraflops, dude?
I think it's
Can
gonna
you wrap
take.
your mind?
I think it's gonna take like a solid 3 minutes for the newer games to load, and I think that's fantastic. Like, that's super quick. It's lightning speed. Like, it's next gen for sure. But no, in all seriousness, I obviously think that the PS5, you know, won from the beginning. The moment the PS5 was announced, I was on it. Like, my attitude never wavered from it. The only thing that the Xbox was able to do was to get me interested enough to want to buy their system. From the very beginning, the PS5 was always going to be my purchase. Like, that was a guarantee. You know, I have such a large library of PS4 games, and the fact that those would all mostly be able to be played on the PS5 still, if I wanted to go back onto them, you know, is whatever. But like, I've been in the PS5, you know, the PlayStation family for the longest, so I would want to continue that lineage by getting the PS5, and I would just have to say that, you know, with the addition of the Game Pass, the fact that you'd have the EA Play, you know, the fact that, you know, all of the newer games for the Xbox would just be available on the Game Pass, and this, you know, console, well, the X would give you like, you know, that sort of next gen feel, I guess, as much as you can get it. It just made me want to buy that one as well. But, you know, the one that I'm mainly, you know, searching for, the one that I'm going balls out for is the PS5. So I'm trying to figure out whatever way I can secure that, you know, before the weekend is over next week. But the PlayStation 5 is for me. Like, I mean, you can, I think they put, I want to say they put Marvel's Avengers, the new game, on a speed test with the Xbox One, or no, the PS4 Pro compared to the Series X and then the PlayStation 5, and the Series X had slaughtered it in speed, but that was an unoptimized game for either of the two systems.
Right. You can't look at
So-
previous gen games. They
Yeah,
have
so-
not been optimized for the new
Right.
systems.
So
Yeah.
we're
You have to look
looking
more
at
the
that.
exclusive games.
Yeah, looking at that, it just seemed like the Series X just has that computational power to be
Right.
able to
Little
load something
faster,
a tad faster
20%
than
faster,
the
yeah.
PS5. But once something is optimized for it, that'll be the definite like test to see things. But I just know that going next gen, my things are gonna load a lot quicker. You know what I mean? Once you get those optimized games,
Right.
and I hope that the majority of the games get optimized fairly quickly. Like people know what time it is.
Right.
If you want your game
like,
to
come
get
on.
played again, optimize
You
it.
got
You know
to.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
we're not
it
trying to
should be
sit
no
on the-
reason.
We're not trying to sit on the Red Dead Redemption load screen forever, right? That should be gone.
I love you, me.